Well, it's been another busy week in the world of transfers. We mentioned there Alexander Zinchenko edging closer to a move to Arsenal from Manchester City. The fee, 30 to 35 million pounds, as we mentioned earlier, probably to play in midfield for Arsenal, although can cover at left back for Tierney as well. Manchester United earlier this afternoon confirming agreement reached between them and Ajax for the Argentinian central defender, the 5'9" central defender Lisandro Martinez. Probably does raise the question, guys, who is going to leave United now, because they're quite well stocked. Perry Grove mentioned it on the Sunday session when it comes to central defenders. And we hear from contacts in America, Phil Jones could well link up with Wayne Rooney at DC United. Wayne Rooney continuing his managerial career at his former club. How do you think Phil Jones' Manchester United career will be remembered, Bayo? Because he is a Premier League winner after all. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I ain't going to lie. I think when he came in, I think last season or the season before, and got man of the match, I think, was it Liverpool, or came out at half-time. Listen, I just think he's a good pro. I think he's a good pro. I think you can't begrudge his career at all. He stayed at one of the biggest clubs in the world for, I mean, correct me, 10 years? Is it longer than that?
I think he's due a testimonial.
Yeah, so, but I do think it's, if he wants to just play football, I think he has to leave. You know, it's all well and good. And Ambrose will know, look, training's training. Like, you want to play games. Like, you know, when you're just training Monday to Friday and there's nothing, no carrot at the end of it, it gets a bit much. So I just think it's come to a time where I think DC would be it'll be a good sign for him, be a fresh start. Wayne Rooney knows him, and with the experience he's got going to the States, I think it's a good move for him.
I mean, I want to ask you something though, Crookie. Being a Manchester United supporter, you are obviously last season 4 Premier League games, as Bayo said, came off at half-time on one of them, kind of. The season before, no Premier League games. Season before that, 2. So 6 Premier League games in the last 3 years. Ago. Has he been treated unfairly though at Manchester United, given how poor they've been in defence? Well,
no, because the trouble is, when they've needed defenders, he's more often than not been fit. And I personally think if he had any kind of ambition to go and play on a regular basis, and listen, he's had horrible luck with injury. I don't think that's any fault of his own. But I think he should have stepped away from United a long time ago, because I think a change of scenery is badly needed. And maybe, as Bayo has said there, linking up with his old mate Wayne Rooney, going to play in the MLS, which clearly isn't as demanding as the Premier League. Maybe he can manage his body more. I think it'd be a good move for him. Yeah, I mean, he's only 30, I believe, so he's going to go out there and try and just probably enjoy the last part of his career. He'll play another 5-6 years out there for sure, if they obviously keep him. Like you said, he's teaming up with Wayne Rooney as well, so they know each other. I feel he's been a little bit disrespected, treated a bit unfairly, given that when he did come in last season, as you said, but he done well, actually. So he could have been given a run of games, but you know, he hasn't. And I do agree with Crookie. If he wanted to, he could have gone away, barring injuries, could have gone away and played. But like I said, he's 30. He's going to go and enjoy the last part of his career out in America. This was a player, let's not forget, that when he was signed from Blackburn Rovers, Alex Ferguson, who was a pretty good judge of talent, compared him to the United great Duncan Edwards. So clearly he saw something in him. And actually, when Ferguson won the last of his Premier League titles, it was with Jones and Chris Smalling at centre-half. I mean, I think that probably underlines just how much of a genius Sir Alex really was. On the subject of America and former Manchester United players, Jesse Lingard, we know, has been touring the States, maybe just sounding out what interest there is over there. Again, DC United with Rooney, I think, did hold conversation. Looks like he won't be going there. There is an offer on the table from Saudi Arabia that he's yet to dismiss, and a trio of Premier League clubs. We know West Ham and Everton amongst them. We think Jesse Lingard will make a decision on his future this week. Surely he has to go to West Ham, doesn't it? It's a no-brainer to go back to West Ham after how well he did there on loan.
For me, I think it gets to a point, and I think some people kind of don't realise how strong a balance of life is. And I know there's that football element, and he's been in the limelight, you know, good, bad or indifferent. And sometimes you just want to get away from it. And I think that's when you come out of the media here, you're scrutinised, you're sometimes in a bubble. And sometimes it's just nice to be able to go and enjoy life and football, or what you do. So listen, I think outside looking in, you would say that West Ham finished 5th or 6th last season, young squad, especially he went there and the fans took to him. So outside looking in, you would be like, look, it's a no-brainer. But for him and what he's gone through, sometimes you're just like, look, you know what? I just want to enjoy football for a couple of years. He's still young. So I just want to enjoy football for a couple of years, and sometimes taking yourself out of it and then coming back may be a thing. But, of course, if the Evertons, the West Hams, you would think stay in the Premier League because that's what every young boy wants to do. I just think whatever decision he makes, he should make for the best of himself, his family, and the enjoyment of football.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I think the only reason you're staying in the Premier League, if you're Jesse Lingard, I think is to aim for that World Cup squad. Now, we don't know if he's had any conversations with people outside of playing. Maybe he's spoken to Gareth Southgate. If there's no way he's going to get back in, I mean, I personally at 29 would suggest you stay in the Premier League. But as you said, balance and happiness is key to whoever you are and wherever you're playing. So if he's going to be happier going out to America, teaming up with maybe Wayne Rooney, maybe Phil Jones now, just enjoying the last part of your career. Again, he's a very fit guy, apparently, a very fit professional footballer. Yeah. So he can play for a long time. Look what Ibrahimovic done as well. He went out there and then left, still playing at the elite level. So he's not finished if he goes to America. He can still return to the Premier League, but 29, you'd think, go back to West Ham. Put yourself in the best position to try and make that World Cup squad. If you don't, then think about next year or the year after going to America.
Darren Bent's Boot Room. Fast-paced football fallout. Every Sunday night from 5. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.